Have you ever noticed that a certain person in your life slowly chips away at your inner calm? Not through shouting, not through direct insults, but through a steady erosion of your confidence and self-respect. You feel smaller around them, less certain, less alive. This is not coincidence. This is the effect of unhealthy attachment disguised as loyalty. The Stoics remind us, you are the guardian of your mind. What you permit continues. When someone drains your spirit, excuses are useless. You don't need permission to protect your peace. You don't have to justify distance. You owe no explanation for choosing your sanity. Today, we will expose the subtle behaviors that signal it's time to end contact, no matter who they are, no matter how long you've known them. This isn't about anger, it's about self-preservation. And if you've felt your strength slipping, this is your line in the sand. The first truth you must accept is this: a relationship that costs you your peace is too expensive to keep. Many people stay tied to draining connections out of guilt. They've been in my life for so long, they're family. What will they think if I pull back? But guilt is not virtue. It is manipulation wearing a friendly mask. There are individuals who only value you when you serve them, flatter them, or give without limit. These are not companions, they are consumers. The Stoics taught that friendship is based on mutual elevation. If someone does not help you rise, they are pulling you down, and the heaviest chains are not on your wrists. They are on your mind. When you suppress your needs so someone else can feel comfortable, you trade your dignity for temporary approval. That is too high a price. You were not born to shrink to make others feel larger. Let's confront the first type of person you must distance yourself from. The one who uses excuses to avoid responsibility, especially financial or emotional responsibility. You've seen this before. Someone claims they can't afford to contribute, to show up, to support you, yet somehow always has money for entertainment, new gadgets, trips, or self-indulgence. This is not about poverty. This is about priorities. When someone chooses comfort, ego, or image over honoring their commitments to you, they are revealing the truth. You are not valued. Stoicism teaches that we judge not by words, but by actions. If someone consistently benefits from your generosity, but never reciprocates, you are not in a friendship. You are fulfilling a role they expect. Provider, rescuer, convenience. You cannot build loyalty where there is only taking. You cannot maintain peace with someone who sees your effort as disposable. Stop explaining, stop justifying, withdraw, and watch how quickly their mask falls. The second type is the constant fighter, the one who turns every conversation into a battlefield. They don't seek understanding, they seek dominance. Their ego is always on guard, always ready to attack, always hungry to prove itself right. Notice how your body reacts around them. Tension, heaviness, caution. That is your nervous system warning you. When a person thrives on conflict, they drain the life out of every interaction. They drag you into arguments that don't matter, force you to defend things that don't need defending, and make you feel responsible for maintaining peace they constantly break. This isn't passion. This isn't strong personality. This is emotional immaturity. The Stoics understood. A calm mind is a powerful mind. Someone who constantly fights is not strong. They are unstable. You can't heal them by explaining, reasoning, or sacrificing your peace. You walk away. You protect your emotional clarity. Your silence is your shield. The third type you must distance yourself from is the person who dismisses your struggles as insignificant. You open your heart. You share something heavy, something real, and they respond with comparison, minimization, or indifference. They shift the conversation back to themselves, as if your pain is merely background noise to their drama. This is not someone who sees you. This is someone who uses you. The Stoics taught that true connection is built on mutual regard, where each person honors the inner world of the other. When someone consistently treats your feelings as small, they are telling you a brutal truth. Your inner life is not meaningful to them. This erosion is slow, dangerous, and quiet. Over time, you begin to doubt your own emotional needs, as if wanting support is weakness. Hear this clearly. Your feelings are valid. Your experience matters. And any relationship that requires you to silence yourself is one you must grow beyond. Your peace is not negotiable. The fourth type to avoid is the belief enforcer, the person who insists that their worldview is the only correct one, and pressures you to adopt it. They don't share ideas, they impose them, whether it's religion, politics, lifestyle, or personal philosophy. Their objective is not understanding, it is control. When someone demands you think like them, they are not offering connection. They are attempting to erase you. A healthy relationship allows space for differences. Stoicism teaches the highest form of strength is to remain yourself in the presence of others. Anyone who cannot tolerate your individuality does not love you. They love the version of you they can dominate. You don't have to argue. You don't have to convince. You don't have to defend your beliefs like a fortress under siege. You simply step back, because a mind that is constantly defending itself cannot grow, cannot breathe, cannot find peace. And peace is the ground on which your true self stands. The fifth type you must release is the person whose presence fills you with unease, tension, or emotional heaviness. You may not argue with them. You may not have clear conflict, but your body knows when you anticipate seeing them and feel dread instead of ease. That is your intuition, your subconscious wisdom, your inner guardian speaking. People change. You change. Life moves. Some relationships do not fail through betrayal. They simply expire. The alignment that once existed is gone. Stoicism teaches us to accept impermanence with grace. Not every bond is meant to last forever. Not every chapter needs a dramatic ending. You don't have to hate someone to outgrow them. When the connection no longer nourishes your spirit, when conversations feel forced, and when silence feels more peaceful than their company, you do not cling, you step away. With dignity, letting go is not loss. Letting go is returning to yourself. The sixth type of person to distance yourself from is the chronic complainer, the one who treats you as an emotional dumping ground. These individuals don't seek solutions, growth, or understanding. They seek an audience, they feed on attention, and they drain the strength of anyone who listens. At first, you may feel compassion, but compassion without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. Stoicism teaches responsibility for one's own mind. A person who refuses to take responsibility for their life is choosing to remain powerless, and they will pull you into that same helplessness if you let them. You cannot heal someone who is committed to their suffering. You cannot save someone who won't take a single step toward change. And you are not obligated to sacrifice your emotional well-being to keep someone else afloat. Care does not mean carrying. Support does not mean self-destruction. You can love someone and still step back. Protect your emotional space. Your peace is not a landfill. The seventh type to avoid is the person who treats promises as disposable. Pay attention. When someone tells you, "I'll call you back," "We'll meet soon," "I'll help you with that," but their actions never align. They are revealing who they are. A promise is not a sentence made with the mouth. It is a contract made with the soul. When someone breaks their word without remorse, they are telling you that your time, your trust, your presence are optional to them. Stoicism teaches us to measure character through consistency. A person who values you will act like it. A person who respects you will not make you wait to matter. Do not justify their inconsistency. Do not explain away carelessness as stress or forgetfulness. Patterns are intentional. Repetition is truth. When you stay loyal to someone who is careless with your heart, you are teaching them that they can wound you without consequence. You are training them to take you for granted. Silence is not strength here. Distance is. The eighth type to walk away from is the person who repeats the same problems but refuses to change. They come to you crying, worrying, venting, again and again. Yet every piece of guidance, every solution, every path forward you offer is ignored. They are not seeking growth. They are seeking sympathy. They want to feel comforted in their suffering, not freed from it. This cycle is dangerous, not because they intend harm, but because they anchor you to their stagnation. The Stoics taught that life is motion, forward, upward, onward. If someone chooses to stand still, that is their right. But if you let them tie their emotional weight to you, you will stop moving too. You must understand, listening is kindness, but enabling is cruelty. To both of you, you cannot rise while holding the hand of someone who refuses to stand. When someone clings to suffering as identity, the most loving act is distance. The ninth type you must release is the boaster who lives in the past. This person clings to old achievements like a lifeline, reciting them again and again, as if yesterday is the only proof of their value today. Their identity is trapped in memory. And here's the truth. When someone constantly glorifies the past, it's because they have nothing meaningful in the present. Being proud of what you accomplished is healthy. Being defined by what you accomplished is imprisonment. The Stoics taught that excellence is not what you once did, but what you are still becoming. Growth is continuous. Character is demonstrated daily. If someone refuses to evolve, to strive, to build, they will eventually envy those who do. And envy is poison. You do not need to argue with them. You do not need to convince them to move forward. You simply allow distance, because proximity to someone who refuses to grow slowly suffocates your own momentum. Your future cannot breathe in someone else's past. Now that we've identified these draining personalities, we turn to the deeper truth. You are not obligated to tolerate behavior that damages your spirit. The world has conditioned you to believe that endurance equals loyalty, that staying through discomfort is noble. But the Stoics were clear. Virtue is not suffering. Virtue is clarity. You cannot live wisely while allowing your mind to be poisoned by environments that diminish you. Let this be understood. You do not need a dramatic ending. You do not need to argue, explain, or justify. Detachment can be silent. Distance can be graceful. You simply stop participating in what harms you. Because your life is not a negotiation for approval. Your peace is not something to be bartered. Your worth is not something to be proven. Those who truly value you will meet you where you stand. Those who do not will fall away the moment you stop lowering yourself to meet them. And that is how you reclaim your ground. Before we continue, you must internalize a core Stoic principle. Your boundaries are not walls. They are doors, and you decide who may enter. People often avoid setting boundaries because they fear being seen as rude, cold, or selfish. But ask yourself, if protecting your peace is selfish, who benefits when you choose not to? Not you. The ones who drain you do. When someone reacts negatively to your boundaries, it's because they benefited from your lack of them. Read that again. The moment you stop bending, apologizing, overgiving, explaining, stepping over your own needs, the people who were using your softness will show their true face. And this revelation is a gift. Painful. Yes, but clarifying. A boundary is a declaration. My well-being matters. You do not need to shout it. You simply live it. The strongest shift you will ever make is choosing yourself, without guilt. Now we address something most people avoid. Your loyalty can become your prison. You may stay in draining relationships, not because they're healthy, but because you're afraid of what leaving will mean. Afraid of being alone, afraid of being judged, afraid of change. But understand this clearly. Fear is not love, and any connection maintained by fear is already broken. The Stoics remind us that we do not truly lose people. We simply learn who they were. When you step back from someone and they turn resentful, hostile, or dismissive, they are revealing the nature of the bond. It was never mutual. It was dependency, convenience, or emotional feeding. You are not obligated to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You are not required to shrink so others can feel comfortable. You are not here to be anyone's emotional furniture, always present, never seen. Loyalty means nothing when it costs you your identity. Your responsibility is not to stay. Your responsibility is to preserve the person you are becoming. Understand this. Distance is a form of respect. For yourself, people believe that ending contact requires anger, confrontation, or dramatic closure. It does not. In fact, the strongest exits are often silent. When someone repeatedly shows you that they cannot meet you with respect, balance, or sincerity, your decision to step away is not abandonment, it is alignment. The Stoics taught that we owe others kindness, but we owe ourselves clarity. You can forgive someone and still choose not to allow them access to your energy. Forgiveness does not require reunion. Peace does not require proximity. When your inner voice whispers, "This connection is draining me," listen. Ignoring your intuition is how you stay stuck in emotional quicksand, sinking slowly, day by day, until you no longer recognize your own strength. Walking away is not weakness. It is the reclaiming of your inner authority. You are allowed to choose peace over familiarity. To break free from toxic connections, you must rebuild your internal standard. How you allow others to treat you is a reflection of how you treat yourself. If you constantly tolerate disrespect, inconsistency, or emotional neglect, you are silently telling the world, "My needs are optional," but your needs are not optional. Your peace is not optional. Your dignity is not optional. The Stoics believe that the self is a sacred space, and every relationship is an entry. Not everyone deserves entry. Not everyone has earned access. Not everyone gets to stay. Raise your standards, not to shut others out, but to call your true people in. Your life will elevate the moment you stop negotiating your worth. Now we face the hardest part. Detaching emotionally. Physical distance is easy. Emotional detachment is the real work. The mind will replay memories, shared laughs, old comforts. You will feel the pull of nostalgia. Nostalgia is dangerous. It highlights the sweetness and hides the poison. You are not leaving who they were. You are leaving who they are now. Every time you feel the urge to go back, ask yourself, did I heal there or did I bleed there? If the place where you gave your love became the place where you lost yourself, and then returning is not love, it is self-betrayal. Walk forward. Even if your heart trembles, detachment is not coldness. Detachment is clarity. You are not withdrawing love. You are withdrawing your energy from where it is not respected. When you detach, you stop reacting, explaining, defending, proving, and chasing. This is one of the highest forms of self-mastery. Most people never reach it because they cling to validation. Solitude is where your strength returns. Solitude is where your voice becomes clear again. Solitude is where you remember who you were before you began bending to fit someone else's expectations. The mind cannot grow in noise. When you detach, life becomes quieter and the truth becomes louder. As you distance yourself, expect resistance, not from you, but from them. The moment you stop giving your time, yet attention, or emotional labor, those who once benefited will feel the loss. They may accuse you of being selfish, cold, or disloyal. People who depended on your lack of boundaries will always be offended when you begin to enforce them. Their discomfort does not mean you are wrong. It means the dynamic has changed. Hold your ground. Now, we transition to rebuilding. Once you remove what drains you, you must replace it with what strengthens you. Seek relationships where your growth is encouraged, your silence is understood, your boundaries are respected, your success is celebrated. Your circle shapes your destiny. Choose it deliberately. To solidify this transformation, you must redefine what you consider connection. Stoic friendship is built on shared discipline, shared clarity, shared purpose. Your closest relationships should make you stronger, not exhausted. If your environment does not challenge you to grow, it is sabotaging your potential. Growth requires courage, because choosing yourself often means walking a path others will not understand. Let others misunderstand. Your transformation is an internal contract between you and your higher self. As you rise, your tolerance will change. Where you once accepted chaos, now you crave calm. Where you once allowed disrespect, now you feel an immediate internal recoil. This is not arrogance. This is self-recognition. Your evolution will repel what is not aligned and attract what is. Now we come to the turning point. The moment you reclaim authority over your inner world, you must learn to say no without explanation, apology, or guilt. Your no is your shield. As you strengthen your boundaries, your life will become quieter. This silence is not emptiness. It is renewal. Do not rush to fill it. You are not losing people. You are regaining yourself. In this renewed space, rebuild your inner foundation. Look at where you overgave, where you abandoned your intuition. Not to shame yourself, but to understand yourself. From this moment forward, you do not chase people. You do not prove your worth. You build relationships where your soul can breathe. Your transformation will confuse some people. Let them misunderstand. Fewer people, deeper connection, less drama, more peace. And now, the final truth. Your life is shaped by what you allow. You are the guardian of your mind, your energy, your dignity. You are not losing anyone. You are losing the version of you who tolerated what wounded you. Your new life is already waiting. It is time to rise. If you have made it to this moment, then something inside you is already shifting. You are waking up to the truth that your peace is sacred, your energy is precious, and your life belongs to you, not to the expectations, demands, or emotional weight of others. Real growth begins the moment you decide to stop abandoning yourself. So now I ask you, what is one relationship or habit you feel called to step away from? Share it in the comments below. Your words may give someone else the courage to reclaim their life too. If this video spoke to you, if it brought clarity, strength, or calm, gently tap the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss the guidance, discipline, and grounding your journey deserves. And if you know someone who needs this message, someone who is quietly struggling, share this with them. It might be the moment that changes everything. Thank you for your presence, your honesty, and your willingness to grow. You were listening to Momentum Mindset. Stay grounded, stay disciplined, and remember, your peace is your power.